So this is the answers to the 1.11 review sheet. Okay, so this is what your sheet should look like. And then I'm going to go over to the next slide and I'm going to talk about what your sheet will look like filled in and give you the answers. So up here then is all the different parts of a plant and animal. So I didn't ask you to draw or label it because I think it's just as important to know what's going on. Okay, so you've got here the nucleus contains DNA, it's in both. The cytoplasm is where chemical reactions take place, that's in both. The cell membrane controls what exits and enters the cells, that's in both. Cell wall keeps the shape, that's just in plants. The vacuole contains cell sap, that's just in plants. Chloroplast, the site of photosynthesis, that's just in plants. And then the mitochondria, the site of respiration, is in both. Okay. Moving along then to what is diffusion. Okay, so diffusion is the movement of particles from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration. Osmosis then is very similar to diffusion, but instead of it being particles, this time it's water particles. Okay, they move from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration. And another big thing to notice about these particles is they move across a selectively permeable membrane. Okay, and what does this depend on? How does it affect the rate? So temperature, so an increased temperature means the particles move a bit quicker. The area, so if particles have got to travel quite a large distance, it's going to take longer than if they're quite close together. Okay, other things to think about: what is the word equation for aerobic respiration? So that's glucose plus oxygen equals carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. Anaerobic then, without oxygen, that's glucose equals lactic acid plus energy. What is the difference between the two types of respiration? One doesn't use oxygen, the other one does. Okay. The other thing is aerobic as well releases more energy. Okay, which one provides more energy? Aerobic. What is oxygen deck? The lack of oxygen builds up as lactic acid. Okay, finally then for this worksheet, what is a specialised cell? Cells adapted to carry out a particular function. How these sperm cells are specialised. How are these cells? So it should be, how are these cells specialised for the function? They've got a tail to spin, egg, food store to grow an embryo, and red blood cells, no nucleus to collect oxygen. So sperm has a tail to swim, the egg has a food store, and the red blood cell has no nucleus to collect oxygen. You might have heard the word biconcave as well, is another word that might be used to describe red blood cells.